for coming. Thank you. Welcome back to Intro Avenue. We're here today. We are here. Now we're here. In your time, we're here. In general. And so, let's get started, shall we?
Yeah. So this is Alma Murillo.
Robert McGowan over here.
And today, the episode, we're, well, I mean, I got hit. We got into a car accident.
We were in a car accident like 2 days ago.
Yeah, my car is fucked.
Yeah.
It is. So I was talking to insurance today. My thumb's a little fucked. Yeah, for video people.
I can't show you my brain injury.
But
Just kidding.
Other than that, I'm doing okay. Nobody died, nobody got seriously hurt, no broken bones. So like all good things to be grateful for. Smashed up a lease, so that sucks. But other than that, I'm really happy nobody was hurt. Low-key, I'm happy to get out of that car. I was really just stressing about the financials of that car.
Yeah.
Especially with like the topic of like the episode and stuff, but
funny
timing. We got into a car accident together.
Yeah.
My fault. I was driving, so
yeah.
But
both wearing seatbelts.
Yeah, be safe. Wear your seatbelt. I've been in 2 car accidents. I was wearing my seatbelt in both. Wear your seatbelt.
Me too. I've been in 2.
Yeah, they're not fun, bro. They're So that was great. We didn't die. Really happy to not die. Kind of frustrated about the car, but I'll just get another one and I'll live.
Yeah.
His name was Richard, in memorial of Richard. Rest in peace. Hallelujah. Love him. But yeah, that's gonna be a good money lesson.
Yeah, money lesson.
Yeah.
You just be living life and like shit happens and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta think about that.
Yeah, so for this episode we're talking about money. I think like to start it off, we kind of want to talk about the level of research we did for this. Like I've been investing in the stock market not super effectively for a while, but once you start to put money in, I think that changes the awareness that you have to it.
Yeah, I definitely have like very limited amount of experience.
I'm broke from a broke family. It's like there ain't never been too much money in my life. But I think that you can, our school does a very terrible job teaching about money. But I don't think that the internet does a terrible job teaching about money.
Yeah.
I think that there is financial education out there if you just want to go get it.
Yeah. I think that that as well. I think schools definitely it's not what they're focused on, but I think that like you said, like the internet, like now you got all these resources. You know what I mean? Like now you don't gotta stay like.
I think they made it. There's a law that you can put anything on the internet as long as for educational purposes. That's why you'll find videos about how to make meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's for educational purposes.
I didn't know you could find that.
Yeah. There's a song. Oh, I'm not going to say that, but you can. There's stuff.
Yeah.
There's for sure stuff. There's songs made out of it. But, yeah, so we watched a bunch of YouTube videos, I guess. I've never gone to college for finances. I've worked. I've paid my taxes. And I think, improved my financial situation the longer I've been an adult.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, really cool. I think some of the most helpful tools, like, that have kind of, like, helped my, like, financial, like, journey. Like, I've showed them to you, like, this stuff, like, what was it? What were, like, the tools?
The tools? Oh, like the apps?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, like, Mint.
Yeah.
Mint is a really good tool. And, like, Credit Karma even, like, is a really, really good tool.
Yeah, those are the 2 big ones for, like, tracking money.
Yeah.
And, like, finances and stuff. Because I've got 2 bank accounts. I've got a Chase and a Wells Fargo. And just that alone, I have to log into 2 different bank accounts to figure out how much money I have.
Yeah.
So if I have it all connected to my Mint, like, I don't have to worry about any of that. I just log into one account, and I can see my 2 bank accounts. I
Yeah.
can see my auto loan. I can see, well, no more. I won't see that anymore.
Yeah, no more.
But I'll see, like, you know, any bills that I have recurring, like all that stuff is just easy to see in one spot. And you know who owns Mint?
Who?
Ryan Reynolds.
Doesn't Mint also do mobile phone stuff?
I don't know,
Mint
but I'm
Mobile?
just the Intuit Mint. That's just Ryan Reynolds owns it. But yeah, that's just but Mint's great. Credit Karma. When I got Credit Karma, I did it when I did my taxes this year. They boosted my credit score like 60 points in like 2 days.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
no, my
really
credit
good.
score just went up today.
Yeah.
That was a good feeling,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's what young credit does, though. You just, if you don't have credit, don't get credit until you can get just enough credit to build credit right. Because having no credit is better than having bad credit.
Yeah, bad credit. Having credit in general affects different aspects.
Yeah, it's
for
it's a
sure.
big weight that it can either like kind of lift you up or drag you
Hinder
down.
you, yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you know, like on that, like money can like drag you down. I think that a ton of people in general are thinking like, you know, it's like even with like talking to our friends this week about like money, because it's like been the topic of discussion for the
Yeah.
week. Is like the sentiment that like money is evil.
Yeah. That's definitely a narrative that's like,
Gotta put my phone
Yeah,
on
me
silent.
too.
This is ridiculous. We are too popular. We have too many friends. We're literally just the coolest people.
but no, it is perpetuated, like, honestly, that like money is like an evil thing.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like with our friends, but like with like
It's a pretty
media.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular thought. Is that money is like the root of all evil?
Yeah,
You
the
know?
root of all evil, literally.
Yeah. Did you knock Philip over?
No.
Did you lie?
He's okay. Hey, he's okay.
That's foul. All right. So, but I think that that's a pretty normal response if you've been like frustrated with money a lot, is to think that it's like really evil. I mean, if you've been shot with a gun, it's pretty easy to think maybe guns are evil.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the same argument with guns. Is like guns don't kill people, people kill people. Money isn't evil, people are evil.
It's the same argument in the sense that like they're both tools,
Yeah.
right? Like they're
And they're very powerful tools. And powerful tools have a huge ability to like perpetuate evil and like possibly gather more of those tools to perpetuate more evil, and then it becomes like this runaway cycle. And that is evil. That greed, when you're using your resources to do nothing but gather more resources, and you'll step on anybody to just get more, to be able to get more. That is evil.
That's evil, but
That's
like
cancerous. That's cancerous.
Money didn't make you do it.
Money didn't make you do that. No. Money gave you the ability to do
That's
that.
true. Money, we were saying also like is kind of like stored potential,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's
Because I can work, and that's like an active expulsion of energy. That's realized energy being like used for something, and then taking that and transferring that realized energy into financial power, into a potential energy, and then being able to have that be like a very liquid form of potential energy, where I can just take it and put it over here or over there or over there, and at any point in time that liquid like potential energy can be moved easily, and then can be realized and made into like actual like realized energy again. So it's transferring of energy from this like working realized energy to a fluid potential energy that I can move around,
Yeah.
and then using that potential energy to then transfer back into
Yeah.
that like realized energy.
Yeah.
And it's basically debt. It's like, but like when I have money, that's that's society, that's a debt that society owes me. I have money because I did stuff for society, and now society owes me and they owe me however much money I have.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's like the more money I have, the more society owes me for the things that I've done.
Okay.
That is, and that's so basic, like a view of capitalism. Like 8-year-old me was like, if you want to make $1 million, help 1 million people.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I even said that in like our first episode. But like there is evil. There are people that hog stuff. There are people that use those resources to hog stuff, and that is. I'm not a fan of that. I think that those people need to be regulated. Those individuals need to be regulated by the people.
They're the outliers.
Yes, the outliers need, because it's like, you know, I've heard the argument before, and that billionaires are a crime against humanity.
Yeah. Because
they're doing something like hoarding billions of dollars worth of wealth while people are starving.
Yeah,
that is literally negatively affecting like the entire planet. But that's also very simplifying. Is like, how did they get their billions of dollars, and did that help the planet?
Right, but if they're a billionaire, right, and they are storing all this money, they're storing all this potential energy that could be like not having those people starve.
Yeah.
And like it's so much money that it's like it doesn't even hurt them.
Yeah, and I think that you know it's the disillusion of guilt is enough that the people haven't looked at those higher ups like, oh, who's the one that needs it? Who's the rich guy that we eat? You know what I mean? Who's the Messiah that we like sacrifice to all be a better person in the future? And it's like, we don't really have an outlier that's evil right now. You know, we've got bug-eyed salamanders like fucking Mark Zuckerberg and all these other people. But like, there's enough of them that we can't just look at one, like he's the cause. So we can't just burn his business down. So it's like,
I think it's
we got to start to like look at all of them. They're hopefully kind of carrying everybody up with them, but eventually those pillars are just going to stand out too high, and we're all going to be like, man, it hurts my neck to look up there.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the how many, or the distribution of like the middle class to the wealth, and like that whole chart? It is like it's hurting your neck.
Well, it's like,
like when it gets to those people, it's literally like
of
straight
the world's
up
wealth is held by 20% of the world's population. Like, that is like, so if you're not rich, you're probably really not rich. And if you're rich, you probably are really fucking rich. And you just have more money than you know what to do with. But like, that's also, that more money than you know what to do with is probably not true. That's more money than me or you would know what to do with. But they're doing something with it, whether it's holding on to it, spending it, like donating it, like whatever. They're doing something with all that money. And it's, I think, really, if you don't know what they're doing, and you know like the power that $1,000 has in your life, to multiply that by 1,000 to get to 1 million, it's like 1,000 is 1 million.
Or like 100,000.
1,000 million is 1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, to just sit on that, you're like, your brain can't even fathom you possessing that type of power, let alone someone else possessing it, and like what they could even do with that. Like, I don't know what I could do with $1,000 million. Like, bro, I could buy the city I live in. Yeah. Like, it's unbelievable. But yeah, money has definitely been used as a tool to perpetuate many evil acts. But I also think it's been one of the best tools created by humans ever to like liquefy assets and transport them across the planet in like the easiest way possible, to like kind of like create like a society that people can like cooperate with. But I could be wrong.
There was a whole
and I really hope in my lifetime that we find a better way to like be a cooperative community, because there's cooperation and there's competition, and I think a cooperative, if we got 8 billion people working cooperatively towards one goal, I think that would be better than 8 billion people at each other's throats towards one goal. The hard part is, how do you get 8 billion people to cooperate? It's a lot easier to get 8 billion people to compete. Like, nature's been competing since the beginning of time for resources and, you know, like all of that thing. But to like shift from nature's scarcity mindset to like a humanity based abundance mindset, that's against nature.
Yeah.
That is human beings spitting in the face of nature saying, you say there's not enough, I want more than enough. Like, so yeah, sorry.
I think human beings are kind of a little outside. They are nature.
Yeah.
But we fucking don't fit sometimes.
Yeah. We
like to be different for no reason. For some reason.
I think ego has a lot to do with that. But ranting aside, money has definitely been used for evil. I mean, look at Rockefeller. I ain't gonna get too much into Rockefeller, but like look at him and like the effect that man's had on just the education in the U.S. And like see like that is such a weird way to be like, was that a good or bad use of money? But I don't want to get into that too much because I already feel like we're killing a lot of time here. But that's great.
Money isn't evil though. People do evil things and money helps.
Money is energy.
Money is energy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
E
it's potential energy.
Yeah. So like where do you like what do you do with that energy? And plenty of people do evil things to get even more energy to do even more evil things.
Yeah.
And that runaway process, when there are good people that won't do the evil things, the people with no morals get to do a lot more and get a lot more money because they're not playing the game fair.
Yeah.
They're literally cheating.
Yeah.
Like, and we let it go by because we're good people. When you see some guy cheating and like for a little bit, you kind of just want to let it slide. You're just like, all right, whatever. Like, I think it is natural for humans to want to give humans a break. It is natural to be like, he's just scamp you.
Yeah.
You know, but then it gets to a point where it's like, actually, no, you're harming your community. And that's when you really need to take a look in the mirror and go outside and be nice to somebody.
I think it's always important to go outside and be nice to someone.
Yeah. On top of, not all money is bad. Money is energy. Not all debt is bad.
Not all debt is bad.
Yeah, not all debt is bad.
When I first heard that, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean not all debt is debt? It's debt.
Because there can be debt that can make you money.
Yeah?
There's lots of... Why do you think Biden wants to have, like, the government go into debt?
Why?
So that way we can build buildings and bridges and infrastructure. So we can literally build America. We're going into debt to build buildings and, like... And you know what happens when you build buildings? You get a return on that investment. So it's not like debt where it's like with a credit card, when you put money in, all you do is lose more money. You know, on a 20% credit card, $1,000, you're paying $1,200 in a year. But like if your debt is gaining 30% interest and investing in the future and you're gaining money on the money you're borrowing, on the debt that you have, that's good debt. That's good debt. Yeah. And like to have that concept only be introduced to, I mean, for me it was like I was 20 years old. You know, when I first heard like good and bad debt. Like you are 20 years old. Yeah. So it's like that, like good and bad debt definitely is learning how to get rid of as much good debt as much bad debt as possible, and how to leverage good debt to make more money for security, for like these things that you want, bro.
Yeah, because buying a house puts you into debt technically because you're still paying it off and stuff, but that's good debt, right? Theoretically,
3% interest rate
on
a house that is more than likely going to increase in value in the next 20 years, and you bought it at XYZ for 3% interest, and then it increases in $100,000 value. You could sell it, pocket the extra $100,000, and just pay off your loan with 3% interest. Yeah, that's good debt.
That's good debt.
Credit card debt. You have credit card debt on a house, 20% a year, on $300,000.
That's bad debt.
That's like $80,000 a year debt.
$80,000
in interest.
You know they can interest your interest.
Yeah.
That was insane to me.
Yeah. So
that
next
was so
year,
crazy.
You're paying, if you don't pay off your $1,200, you're gonna pay $1,320. No, 1,000. It's more. It's a lot. I was doing 10%.
That's right.
It's like 440.
Yeah. type of shit. I understand. Yeah.
It's so first year you pay an extra 200. Year after that you're paying 220 extra.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying 404, and then the year after that it's 222 extra. You know, it's just
interest is a bitch, bro.
Yeah, unless it's working for you.
Unless it's
which
working
it is
for
the
you.
credit card companies.
That's true.
They're getting 20% returns annually on these credit cards. That's better than the stock market.
Yeah.
That's better than the S&P 500.
That's like a guarantee too. So.
Because these people don't be paying their money.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, work. So there is good debt. There is bad debt. Get rid of your bad debt. You do not want to be in debt. Yeah, and because it's like debt is just it feels like a weight, and when you get it off, it feels like a weight lifted, and it's like one of those weights when it's like, oh my god, I didn't even realize how much that was affecting me.
Yeah.
It's like I always think money affects people more than they want to admit.
Yeah.
Like it's such a powerful thing, and like it's such a like taboo almost topic. But yes, on that note, let's talk about,
credit.
Yeah.
Because debt affects credit.
Yeah.
Right? So
how do we build it?
How do we build credit? 5 things.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 5 things that go into like what your credit score is made up of, right?
Yeah.
And you have that written down in one.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So there's 5 things. There's the payment history, the length you've had the card, like mixed thing of like
like student loans, credit cards,
where
car
it's coming
loans.
from, and then like new credit, and then the usage of the credit card. I'll go into
the most important one. It's like at 35%.
Yeah.
That's the like payment
history. Yeah, because if you have bad payment history, it looks bad on you, obviously.
Yeah, you can't pay your debt on time.
Yeah.
That's when loan sharks come at you.
Yeah.
Hey, they come looking for your kneecaps. Hey, where's my money?
Yeah.
That's why it's the most important one. I mean, the government ain't nothing but nicer loan sharks.
Yeah. Just like want their cut or their payback. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. But
and all these companies, same thing.
But like definitely that's why my credit score went up today, cuz I like stopped using it like at 100% so 100% like usage. So basically with like credit cards, you want to use it not its like max capacity, but like 30% of the total card. Or less, definitely. Yeah. And that'll be good. Having it over 30 will start to make it look bad. Yeah.
Because if you have like say $10,000 credit limit, if you have $3,333 whatever dollars on it, that's a third usage. That's not going to affect your credit too bad. If you cut it even less to just 100, or if it's $10,000 to 1,000, then it probably won't even affect your credit at all. If it gets over that third, it's going to start feeling like a weight, start weighing that down. So you really want to keep it under a third, and if at all possible, pay it down every month, whatever you can, and don't just pay the minimums. Don't even look at the minimum. Don't even look at the minimum payment. As long as if you can pay more than that, don't even look at the minimum payment. Pay as much as you can on your credit card. Keep it under 30%, 33%. If you can, keep it under 10%. And if you're having a really hard time with that, be extremely careful, because the number one thing that happens when people increase their credit limit is they increase their debt. So if you are wanting to lower your credit utilization, increase your credit limit. So that way that percentage lowers, because 33% of 20 grand is a lot more than 33% of 10 grand. So that can help with the credit utilization. But that's also, if you start to see that you have 20 grand that you can spend, you're going to start to get a little spend happy, and be very careful with that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
And then there's
the length of the amount of time. So they all have when we were researching, there was some that were saying the usage makes up for 30% of how the score is made up of, and then the mixed different types that everything's coming is 10% of what it's based off of, and then the length is 15%, approximately, and the payment history is that.
Yeah. So if you pay on time, every time, that's gonna be 35% of your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The percentage of credit that you use, like you want to use under a third of your total.
Yeah.
That's 30% of your credit score.
Yeah.
So you've got 65% of your credit score just by paying on time and using just around a third of your credit limit. Like you pay on time, don't carry a balance more than a third over every month. You're gonna have a really good credit.
Yeah.
After that, the next most important one is the length of your credit.
Yeah.
They don't want to give you credit if you've only been in credit for a year. They don't know that you know how to. Some people are like, man, I hope to be out of debt in 3 years. So if your credit length is 1 year, you don't even have like the idea for a plan like that.
Yeah.
You've never executed a plan like that. So it's just that, like, same thing with, like, if you're a young driver, if you're under 25, good luck with your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to me with my insurance. And then you've got the mix of, like, the different types. You got car, auto, home loans, like student loans. I got loans on the wheels for my car once, credit cards. Like, how many different types of credit are you using? And are you using all of them effectively? And, like, that one's pretty small. That's only 10%. You don't need to go crazy and get, like, a car loan. Avoid a car loan if you can help it. Never lease a car.
Yeah?
Never lease a car. Never lease a car, bro. Unless you're rich. Okay, unless you drive less. I drive like 25,000 miles a year. Don't lease a car if you do that. If you drive 12,000 miles a year, that's fine. But I paid $3,000 down, and I paid $250 a month for 3 years for a car on the side of the road, in pieces, that I'm not going to get any money for. So I would say, if you're going to be paying that much money for that many years, buy a car.
Buy a car.
Own the thing. Like, don't be stressing about some property that isn't even yours.
Money lessons,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be really, like, if you want to drive a brand new car, cars lose half their value. Cars lose so much of their value the second you drive it off the lot. On average, they lose half their value in the first 3 years, and that's all your lease is going to be, the first 3 years. So if you buy that car at the end, you're going to be paying a lot more for it than what it's worth. You're literally just paying the depreciation for it for 3 years, and then you're buying it for what it would be in 3 years. So if you want to do that, just buy a 3-year-old car.
Yeah.
And then you're paying the exact same that you would, but you own the car today instead of in 3 years. All right.
Yeah. No, that's really good though, actually.
But and then the
money.
last thing is, if you're new, you're like, yeah. So we already talked about that. If you're brand new, it doesn't look great. Like your credit's really young,
My
which
credit's
is
like
why
5
I
months
think
old.
it shot up like crazy.
Yeah, it's so
recently.
volatile.
Yeah, because it's super new.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
My credit's like 5 months old, dude. That's what it says, like 5 months.
I got like 3 years.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So be really careful. If you're young, don't jump into getting a credit card. Like, learn how to spend money first before you start building credit. Be careful. Yeah, but those are the things that build your credit limit, the credit score, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't told that until I was like 18, 16, 17. Like, so that's just knowing that, I think, helps a lot to be like careful in building your credit. So from there, once you're out of debt, you've built your credit, blah, blah, blah.
What would you start looking for?
What would I start looking for?
You started organizing it.
Yeah.
You have now no debt,
You got
theoretically. Got money coming in. What do you do? How to organize?
I'm going to cut that. Then the advice your aunt is going to tell you is save 10% of it. It's great advice. That's level 1 money management advice. If you start to have money coming in, you only have when you have money coming in, if it's post-tax, like most checks are at most jobs, 30% of it off the top is going to Uncle Sam. So you ain't even getting the full check. So you get that. The 10% that you do give, what's left over after Uncle Sam takes his cut, you give yourself a smaller cut of your money than Uncle Sam takes.
Okay.
Save 10%.
Save 10%.
Put it in a savings account.
Yeah.
Just put it somewhere else. Don't spend
Yeah.
it. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Just save it. And that will be really hard. Especially if it's like, bro, when I started my first job, I kept my money. I was in a bunk bed, and it was like 500 ones. It was like 5 $100 bills, and it was just like all stacked up, like hid under a mattress. Like that was like
that was your wallet.
Yeah, that was my bank account.
That was your bank account.
And it was like, and I just spent that stuff. Like I just spent it.
Dude, if I would have started saving when I first got a job, I would have a good portion to like lean back on, to not be like, okay, I would have an emergency fund, basically.
Yeah.
I would have something, you know what I mean?
It's
if I would have.
really nice to have an emergency fund.
Time passes, time's gonna pass.
Time will pass.
So
you barely even notice 10%.
Yeah.
Like of $100, that's $10. Of $1,000, that's $100. So you feel that a little bit more, but you got $900 to spend. You ain't gonna really feel the difference between 900 and 1,000. So that 10%, that's like if you have no money finances, you don't even have credit, this is your first job, like just save 10%, put it somewhere else. You can, in a lot of banks, automate your savings so that when you get a check, 10% of it automatically comes out. And you can also hide your savings account.
Yeah, you can literally
so
hide
you can
them.
make it look like your check is literally just smaller than it normally is. So it'll be 90%, and the 10% will go to a different account that you don't even see unless you go into your settings and are like, show my hidden accounts. And then you won't even know how much money you have in there to spend. And like that's level 1. Like that's press 10 bucks, spend 5 minutes setting up your income. I think that if a lot of people started there, you'd be pretty far ahead of a lot of people. I think it's like 80% of Americans can't afford a $600 emergency.
Dude, like a $400 emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's staggering.
500, yeah.
So it's like that's 10% of $4,000. That's 2 months' pay for us essentially.
Yeah.
So if we kept 10% of 2 months' pay, we're better than 80% of Americans because we can afford a $600 emergency. Like, that's just, like, that, how, I mean, like, yeah, they can afford that. I'm sure they all got the credit and whatever for it. They can move on, but, like...
That's not a comfortable bill, though, to have, like, an emergency happen and, like, not...
And to, like, have to go put it on your credit card or something and think
Yeah.
about how you have to pay it down later. There
Stressful.
are so few people that when an emergency happens, they're just like, oh, I was prepared for this. I was ready for an emergency. But
I never really think about that.
yeah, there's nobody's ready for. How do you be ready for an emergency? I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
You know, so that's like really easy step to just put yourself in a position where you will be ready for more emergencies.
If nothing else,
the house will fall down.
Yeah, if nothing else, like, it's beneficial to have, like, that emergency stuff.
Yeah.
Or just something set aside, honestly.
Because you don't even, that's so basic. It's so easy to just save 10%. And I would say that, like, it's so simple. Please just do that.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, if you were to go from that and now you've got, you know, you just got money coming in, you're spending your 90% every week, you're saving your 10%, you're starting to get some more money in that, like, 10% account. Now what? Like, one, where's all your money going? Where's that 90% going? I don't know where your money's going. I barely know where my money's going.
Yeah.
Track your money. That's that Mint app that we were talking about by Ryan Reynolds, who owns it. Like, that tracks your money. It's really cool because you don't have to. It'll do it for you. It'll tell you how much money you spent on gas, how much money you spent on food. When I first got that app, I realized I spent $600 a month on food.
Yikes, yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I did not even know. Like, that's unbelievable. So, like, that's, like, level... Like, you gotta start
Yeah.
tracking your money, knowing where it's
You
going.
can
so
even
you
do
can,
like budgets on there.
Yeah.
To
You
help
can be
you
like, I
with
only want to
that.
spend this much on this much,
So
this much
beneficial.
on this much. So, tracking your money, budgeting, like, you know, it's like... And budget everything. Like, if you do it every month, budget it. Like, if you're an alcoholic and you can't stop drinking, budget your alcohol. And I'm not kidding. Like, yeah, you're an alcoholic. You're gonna drink. Accept that and finance your problem. Because nobody else will. So, I do recommend, please stop drinking. But, like, don't lie to yourself. If you know you're gonna spend that money, do the math that you're gonna spend that money. You know, like...
You could be saving a lot of money.
Because then
Yeah.
you will start to see, wow, being an alcoholic costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you need to track that, because then you'll start to be like, what hurts more, being poor or being sober? And it's like, that's kind of a lame feeling.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, like, be looking at, like, wow, I'm literally drinking my life away, not just physically but financially. So yeah, track your money.
Track it.
And I'm speaking from low-key experience. I've smoked a lot of my life away. But yeah, track your money, know where it's going, so that way you can handle it better and start to save it better. And, like, there's this thing that I learned a long time ago called, like, lifestyle design. Is figure out the life that you want to live. What do you want to do? Do you want to travel? Where do you want to live? What does that cost on a month-to-month basis to live like that? Don't think of anything else. Don't think of how much money, what giant pile of money you would need. How much money per month does it cost to live the way that you like to live? And then make that much money and live that way. And then make even more money than that and save it, so that way eventually you can just live that way off of all the money you've saved.
Yeah.
And that's some, like, next level stuff. Because then that's when you really start to be like, wow, I only need $2,000 a month to live the way I want to live. I only need $24,000 a year to live the way I want to live. And the average salary in the United States is, like, $35,000. So I'm $11,000 of wiggle room in that, like, life.
Yeah.
But that's only if you know what life you want
Yeah.
to live. If you don't know what life you want to live, you're going to constantly be like, I need more money for a better life.
Yeah.
And you probably feel like you need a
You'll
better life
probably-
because you're constantly fiending for money.
You're probably not gonna get there if that's your mentality. Is like,
Build your life.
build your life.
Get the money for it.
Yeah.
Don't get the money, then go build your life.
Yeah. People get really lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? It's just like, I want better, and I want more and more. But it's like,
Define better, then go get it.
yeah.
But yeah, so save, live frugally, live within your means, know where all your dollars are going, continue to save. That's like once you start to get to, like, oh, I have to pay bills and stuff. You need to know how much money you have for, like, you know, to go out with your friends, to go bowling, to go yada yada, to go sing karaoke, to go do all that, and then how much money you need to not spend so you have enough money to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So your phone doesn't get turned off, so your lights don't get turned
Yeah.
off. I can't tell you how many friends I've had that have had their phone turned off.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a grown-ass adult with a grown-ass job with grown-ass money, and you're telling me, like, every, like, 4 times a year your phone's getting turned off because you couldn't pay it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You make $30,000 a year and you can't pay your phone bill. Yeah, they can. They're just not managing their money right.
You gotta organize.
They're not budgeting these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, track that stuff so you can save that stuff so you can do more with that stuff. Because I think if you're living in that, if you stay your whole life in that, you know, me 90% of my money, Uncle Sam 30% before I even get it, what's left, me 90, save 10% for myself. How much money are you going to earn in your life? And you're going to keep every single dime for yourself and the Uncle Sam to keep the rest?
You're not going to earn the maximum potential, because I feel like just putting it away simply, it also doesn't keep up with, like, inflation.
Yeah.
So
if you put $10,000 in a savings account and wait 30 years, the buying power of that savings account has decreased.
yeah. So I feel like if you're That way is good if you're gonna do anything. If you're gonna do like the bare minimum or like level 1, like whatever. I feel like saving your money 10%, like that's really really good. But I don't feel like you're utilizing your full potential.
I agree. I think it's, if you're intelligent enough to realize that you can be doing more with your money, there are people that need it more than you. There are people that need your intelligence more than you. There are people that need your effort and your able body and your mind and your effort more than you. There are people that need you more than you need you. And if you can realize that, it's like Spider-Man rules, dog. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And like, so once you start to track your money, you save stuff. Now it's like, I would argue like one of the best things you can do with money that I've been told by math teachers and aunts and uncles and grandpas and like everybody is invest your money. And it's not, and I say to think of everything as an investment. If you're spending money, it's an investment. If you buy an apple, that is an investment into nutrition, your health. You need apples to eat food to not die. Like, that's something that's important. You're investing in the apple so that way you don't die, and the benefit that you get from it is you get to continue living, and that's a pretty good investment.
Yeah.
I make that investment I invest in food every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy food pretty much every day.
Food, yeah. You gotta think about what you're gonna eat 3 times a day for the rest of your fucking life. Fuck. Like, yeah, I definitely need to, like,
and that
organize
really affects your body. It's like if you invest in like cigarettes, you're investing in like the stress relief that they give you. But you're not just investing your money in something like cigarettes. You're also investing your health, because it doesn't just cost money to smoke cigarettes. It costs your health. And there are different things that you're investing in these things: time, money, assets, health, like all of these things, and they should have some type of return on that investment. The return on the investment for the apple is the flavor, the nutrition, the benefit to my body it gives me. I'm not going to get any money for the return of investment on that.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm paying for the value that apple gives me, not the money that it costs.
Yeah.
Like, the value it gives me is a lot bigger than the $4 in my hand.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the $4 in my hand. I can't eat that.
Yeah.
But...
You can't eat that. It's only $4. It's like 4 pieces of paper.
But it's a pretty liquid form of energy that I can transform into an apple.
Into an apple or a banana or a avocado. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or apple farm if I get
I don't know why. Yeah.
But I think once you've tracked all your money, you're making more money than you need to live. I think you should, when you start making more money than you need to live, start saving as much as you possibly can. Go switch that 10% to, okay, it cost me $2,000 a month to live. I make $2,500. Let's put $500 every month to your savings. Like, leave as a minimum. Live off of the least that you can to live as comfortably as you want. Like, and then save all this extra money. Save. And then now you've got, after 5 months, you got $2,500. What do you do with $2,500?
Could invest it.
Well, that's a whole month of living, so that's pretty cool. Let's say we stack this up to 6 months of living.
Yeah.
So you 2,005, blah blah, 2 times 6 is 12,000. I don't know, a lot. Like, over a year, you now have over 6 months of living expenses just in a savings account, and you keep getting more money. Yeah. And it keeps just going in there. Now you've got a year. Now you've got 10 years. Now you've got 13 years of living expenses for your security. So that way, that's what a lot of people would say is retirement. Is I've got 13, 30, 20, 40 years of XYZ money that I can live my lifestyle the way that I like off of this instead of this. And that is great. If, like, 30 years didn't pass and you kept it in a savings account and inflation didn't catch up with you, and the buying power of that money that you've spent your whole life gathering has decreased over time. Like, that sucks a lot, and they don't tell you these things. Yeah. It's like, here I'm trying to tell some people, you should invest your money. Like, the S&P 500 has gone up 10% on average for the last
100 years.
100 years. Yeah. Like, more than 10% average. And that's just zero education. That's just take money here, put there. Yeah. That's the simplest thing you could do in the stock market. That's like what 401ks do. That's what, like, you know, and it's so simple. And then if you spend 5 years educating yourself in that type of stuff,
yeah,
it's called compound interest for a reason. It's because it get, the rewards you get from it year after year just keep getting bigger and bigger.
You talked about compound interest like one other time.
Yeah.
And yeah, time obviously has like
it's
an
huge, bro. It's the most important thing. So like if you want to get in, because it averages your loss, so it reduces the possibility of loss the more time that you're in. It like it's like it's how insurance companies run. Okay, it's like, because not, if everybody was crashing their cars, insurance companies wouldn't make any money. But not everybody's crashing their cars, so insurance companies make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, on the ones that do.
On the ones that don't crash their car.
That don't, yeah.
Because they're paying money for a service they're never going to use.
Yeah. 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 They wouldn't be making any money if everyone... Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't pay enough for my insurance to fucking cover the cost of a whole totaled car.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah.
The insurance company lost on me, but they gained on 100 other people.
Yeah.
Who didn't wreck their car. That's how insurance companies make money. That's how the stock market, that's how the S&P 500 has gone up at the average of 10% for the last 100 years, is because it runs like an insurance company.
Oh, okay.
Is that one thing can fail, but in general everything's going to succeed.
Okay. Yeah,
so if one thing tanks, okay, wait the next year.
Yeah. Wait
the year after that.
It's,
Average.
It's slow but consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what you said. It's like 10%. That's a really good amount.
You will almost never get to a point where you will have 30 years of retirement in a savings account, just saving 10%, just saving whatever. Maybe if you're making way more than you need to live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
If you're living a $2,000 a month life and you're making $5,000 a month, maybe you can get to that point where you're like, you've got 30 years of retirement in that savings account. But good luck.
Good luck.
And then once you get there, that savings account is going to do nothing but get smaller once you retire.
Yeah.
You have a ticking time bomb, and it's how much money you have.
Yeah, it's literally...
You know? If you invest in the S&P 500, a 10% return average for every year. If you have $1 million invested in the S&P 500, do you know what the average return is?
No.
$100,000.
Damn. The average return?
$100,000. So you would have 1.1 million the next year. That's a lot more.
Yeah.
That is 4 times more than the $24,000 living expenses that we've had for this example.
Yeah.
So if you had $1 million invested in the S&P 500, I have a feeling most of the people listening to this video could retire.
Yeah.
They'd never have to work another day in their life.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe that.
And
I genuinely think most of the other people educated in this stuff also believe that.
Because they're doing it. A lot of the educated people, they're the people who are.
And there is here's the fucking scary thing. You invest $1 million in the S&P 500, and the next year it drops 30%.
Yeah.
Because that has happened.
Yeah.
So you lose $300,000 in a year.
Yikes.
Wait 5 more years.
Yeah.
It comes back.
Yeah.
But you may not be able to wait 5 more years.
Yeah.
So know what you're doing. Don't listen to some dumbass 22-year-old talking about money on his 1-hour podcast. Please study this stuff.
Yeah.
It is your future that you're cheating yourself out of. I never want to have to work again. And I want to build a life in which my children don't ever have to work. I want them to just be artsy little fucking nerds their whole life, bro. And I know that if I get $1 million, fuck that 2, fuck that 5, fuck that a bill, and I'll make 10% returns off of that.
Yeah.
Every year until the end of time. That's generational wealth. No one in my family will ever have to work again.
Yeah.
And if I educate them to the same level of education that it took me to get there, they will be able to teach people how to get to that point. And it's and I'm just...
I feel like if you have this information now and you're 22, yeah? I feel like definitely like
I mean, we all saw Futurama. What happened when Fry had 12 cents in his bank account for 1,000 years, and that's the worst possible interest you can get is a savings account. He would have had trillions and trillions of dollars if he put that stuff in the stock market.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And honestly, I don't know if, because with the interest rate that the bank would have done, buying power wise, they must have got some like handle on inflation in the future that we don't.
Yeah.
Because that in like you know what I'm talking about, like interest and buying power and inflation. Like if inflation was going at the same rate that it had been, that what would that buy?
Yeah.
Probably a can of sardines.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, that show is tremendous.
I love that show.
That show is phenomenal.
But I think the most powerful thing that
the most important,
like the most number one takeaway of like money is give it away. Give that shit away. Give money away. If once you get to the point when you're living within your means, you've passed the 90%, 10%, you've passed the I know where all my money goes, I make more than enough, I save all the rest. Now you've started investing the rest and making your 10% return a year so that way you can retire with a 6-figure salary off of $1 million nest egg. You know, once you've done all of that, give 10% of it away. Who needs $100,000 a year to live?
Yeah. Give
10 grand to people that need it. Like, give your money away. That is the number. That to me, if anyone can tell me a better way to like take energy that I've created in my life, turn it into something, and then give that something to someone across the planet to help them. If anybody can show me a better way than money to do that, please do. We have a Discord.
Yeah, we got a Discord.
It's called Intro Avenue. Well, I'll put it on probably our Instagram and our YouTube.
Yeah.
Please, if you have something better than money to help people, please tell me about it. I will change my mind in a heartbeat. I just need to see it.
I heard
because I don't like money. I like helping people.
Yeah. I heard a thing and it was like, can money buy happiness? And they were like, their response was, yeah, you just have to give it away. Like that will bring happiness. It's not like necessarily like you acquiring the money.
Well, and I've also heard money doesn't bring happiness, but it's better to cry on a boat.
That is subjective.
That is subjective. Some people are crying because they're on a boat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I feel like, though, like, giving is such an important part that, like, a lot of people forget to put out in their branches, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't afford to give right now.
Bro, we're in the richest country in the world. Mm-hmm. We're in the richest country in the world. Mm-hmm. I think if you're saying you can't afford to give, that's probably because you're not tracking your money to the level.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck what I'm saying. Just, you know.
I think track your money and you can realize that you can give some away. Even if it's just like the handful of change in your center console when you see that guy on the street, like I can't remember the last time I dug into my change, I was like living in my car paying for gas and dimes. I ain't that low anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I see a guy on the side of the street, I'm giving him a handful of coins.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, because it's so easy for me to just do that. Like, be generous.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Altruistic.
Like, you know, karma might be real.
I think karma's pretty interesting.
I think karma's pretty dope.
I think karma has, yeah. That shit's like,
do you think
cool.
It affects more than one life?
I don't know what I believe in. If I believe in... Okay, let's play around with that. So if there's reincarnation, mm-hmm. I think that karma may have an effect, but I think we'll be everyone at one point if reincarnation's happening. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it, like, matters, the order or whatever. But I think that... if reincarnation's real, then, like, we are everyone at some point.
Well, it's almost like the pendulum swinging back and forth. You know, if you do this type of bad thing, you may switch to this type of way, but you swing too far, and now you're doing bad in a different way. So you swing this way, but it's like a unilateral pendulum. So you're just constantly going from X to Z to get as many different perspectives as possible, to shift your paradigm, to see the elephant in the dark room, to look at the blue tree.
Yeah.
Like, it's all these you want to be able to get the full picture, and the only way you do that is live 8 billion human lives. And be traumatized and traumatize as many of them as possible.
I don't disagree with you on that, like, we are born and that's traumatic.
I mean, yeah, birth is, in Midnight Gospel, Duncan Trussell, he's talking about how he was born, pissed in the doctor's face, got the tip of his dick cut off, and wrapped in a pink blanket and sent home.
Duncan Trussell's a sweetheart.
Tell me that's not traumatic.
That is very traumatic.
You're just visiting people's face, getting the tip of your dick cut off, and then you wrap it in a pink blanket. Why a pink blanket? Why not yellow blankets?
Why not yellow blankets? That is the true question
Why
for
not
tonight.
Yellow blankets?
Why not yellow blankets?
Yeah.
Here
Is it capitalist conspiracy? Who's paying for all the pink and blue ink? She's thinking about it too hard.
Sorry.
She's so funny. All right. Money. Please give it away. It's not evil if you give it away. Like, go help people with money. It's good.
It is very
it's
useful.
not good. It's not good. It's a tool.
Not. It's nothing. Sorry. No, shut the fuck up. It's okay. It is, no, let me just say that money in and of itself, is inherently, literally worthless. So, it's literally
money's worth nothing if not spent.
If it's what you do with it.
It's just potential energy.
It's honestly, there's a lot to do with it.
It needs to be realized.
Let's get it and realize this potential energy.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. But also, grind culture is toxic.
Yeah?
Grind culture is hella toxic.
Is it hella toxic?
It's hella toxic.
What?
Bro.
I didn't know that.
Just get on that grind. Just grind, bro. Like, I've been so fucking exhausted. And with the grind culture is, when you feel exhausted, stop being a pussy. And it's like, bro, I literally am just
so many things
tired.
We can just clip.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm literally just tired. Yeah, it's true.
So it's
fucking chill.
Yeah, it is okay to rest. Be mindful.
It is important to
meditate.
rest.
It is important. Rest is super important. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Like, don't be on this stupid ass grind culture, bro. Cause you know who that grind culture helps? The people investing in you.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. And thank you for coming to Intro Avenue.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good
evening. And good night. Let's go. Let's go.